Alam mo yung mga sulat-sulat na yan. Itong so-called matrix. Yung mga sulat-sulat na yan, staff ko na naglagay niyan eh. Kasi talaga naman, parang mga klaseng matrix ito. Ngayon na kami nakakita ng matrix nito. Can they not come up with something better than this? Hindi, yung mga typo, yung mga maling English, yung mga maling mga not justified.
Oh my God.
Have you ever seen anything like this?
You feel it so lousy.
Will publicize it.
Malipit kami.
Sino kayang gumawa nito? Mukhang minadali ito. Para meron lang silang ipakita na so-called drug
O, ba't
matrix.
tinatanong mo pa ako?
Nasaan yung mga drug lords dito? Nasaan yung mga drug convicts dito? Akala ko ba ang mga sinasabi nila nagbe-benefit ako sa drugs dyan sa Bilibid? Nasaan? Itong mga araw-araw. Hindi ko mapapansin nyo. Yung araw nga, all points to Governor Espino. Alam niyo ba na nung panahon ko ng DOJ Secretary ako, pinakasuhan ko yan si Governor Espino ha. Yung murder case involving a mayor of Pangasinan. Merong child witness na tinuturo siya as a mastermind. Pinaimbestigahan ko sa NBI and then NBI eventually filed it to the DOJ. It went through preliminary investigation and then dinismiss ng prosecutors dahil marami daw butas yung kwento ng child witness. Walang probable cause. So anong connection ko po? Of course, kilala ko siya as Governor Espino. And I'd like to think isa siya sa mga sumuporta sa akin, just like many other governors during the campaign period. I have not even met him personally during the campaign period. So, anong klaseng matrix po ito? Nasaan yung...
Ipinakita ni Pangulong Rodrigo.
Basahin ko na lang kaya ito.
Ganda natin yung pangalan.
Is this a joke? Was it a joke? Like most, this is on the drug matrix, the so-called drug matrix. Was it a joke? Like most of his jokes before this latest one, he will surely regret. But yes, please amuse me at how his men have desperately tried to link me with the Muntinlupa connection flick. Where is the so-called drug link or links in this so-called matrix? It does not surprise me anymore to hear it from someone who had long professed to destroy me at all costs. Like the many tirades thrown at me, these are bound to fail again. With all of these trumped-up accusations and worst matrix of all time, even a 12-year-old can draw such a matrix. As I have often said, I will not dignify any further this so-called drug matrix, which any ordinary lawyer knows too well properly belongs to the garbage can. Kaya nga, pinaglaruan ito kanina ng mga staff ko. Yan, may mga side comments sila dito. Kasi nga, anong klaseng drug matrix ito? Or anong klaseng matrix? I have never seen also anything like this. Can they not come up with something better? Something more professional looking?
So, scrap paper lang yan.
Scrap paper. It belongs to the garbage can. Sa basura lang po ito pwedeng ilagay. Kayo na po ang humusga. Tingnan na lang po ninyo ang matrix na ginawa nila. Na miski 12 taong gulang na bata ay kayang i-drawing. Lahat po ng araw, palabas sa pangalan ko. Wala pong tumuturo sa akin dito. 2 o 3 sa nilink sa akin doon ay mga dating katrabaho ko lang. Yung iba po ay hindi maituturing na malapit sa akin o konektado sa akin. Lahat din ng araw, kung mapapansin nyo, ay tumuturo kay Governor Amado Espino. Pinapalabas ba nila na indirectly nagre-report ako o boss ko si Governor Espino? Nakakatawa naman talaga ito. Nakakatawa sila. Kung matatandaan po niyo, pinaimbestigahan ko sa NBI si Governor Espino nung DOJ Secretary pa lang ako ng murder complaint based on a testimony of a minor at pinile nga ng NBI sa DOJ but was dismissed at the preliminary investigation level dahil marami daw butas sa kwento ng witness. Tapos ngayon, sasabihin kasabwat ko siya. Grabe talaga sila kung mag-imbento ng kwento. Sobrang katawa-tawa ito. This whole madness is almost laughable. Sa totoo lang, mga nakaraang ilang araw, sobra yung pangingit-ngit ko doon sa mga linalabas. Pero ngayong araw ho, nung nakita ko na itong Matrix, natatawa na lang ako at naaawa na rin po ako sa Pangulo. Yan po ang totoo. Kaya sana po, maawa na rin sa akin ang Pangulo, natigilan na niya po yan. This is already madness, Mr. President.
Ma'am, Secretary Aguirre, marami daw bumubuhos na mga nag-o-offer ng evidence sa DOJ.
Bahala na sila kung meron talagang tunay na ebidensya. Bahala na sila kung anong gagawin nila sa so-called ebidensya. But may I again tell you what I told my second press con at the Kamuning Bakery? Wala po silang makukuha na tunay na ebidensya because I am absolutely 100% sure of myself. I am absolutely 100% sure of my innocence. I have no connections whatsoever to drugs, to the drug links. Napapagod na po ako. Sabi ko nga sa inyo kahapon, ayaw na nga ng pamilya ko at ng mga malalapit na kaibigan ko na magsalita pa rin ako tungkol dito. Dahil humahaba nga daw every time I speak. The next day, the President will also hold a press con, wasting so much government time. Imagine 3 to 4 hours. Minsan nagpre-press con and 3/4 of that, in the wee hours of the morning, 3/4 of that press con is all about me. So nagsasayang po ng oras dito. Mas marami pong dapat gawin ng Pangulo. Ako rin po. Mas marami pa rin po akong dapat gawin. Nagsimula na ho yung mga seryosong trabaho dito. Sa Senado, gusto ko na ho mag-concentrate, mag-focus sa pinakatunay na trabaho. So, this will be the last time that I will be talking about this. I'm referring to my alleged involvement in illegal drugs na alam ko naman na nakakadamay lang ng mga ilang-ilang mga tao, nakakadamay ng mga tao maski sa mga personal na buhay ko, na ang real target naman talaga, ako lang. So please, Mr. President, I'll be celebrating my birthday this Saturday. I'll be 57 years old. I'm still young. So sana po, dun sa mga matitira ko pang mga taon dito, mahaba-haba pa naman ho siguro yan, God willing, dito sa mundong ito, makabuluhan naman ang aking mga gagawin rather than ito na napipilitan akong sumasagot sa mga kabalastugan na ito. Yun po ang pwede ko sabihin ngayon. I promise myself not to be emotional. This is supposed to be a light moments for everyone. We're celebrating my birthday here. But anyway, this is the last time. I want to focus on the real issues at hand. Yung pinakatrabaho po ko bilang Senado. Lubayan nyo na po ako. Please po.
Senator,
God bless you.
Clarify ko lang po, no? Kasi si former Governor Esquino, dinadawit po sa Black Sign Mine. Di ba meron po kayong final na Senate?
Yes. Nag-file nga ako ng Black Sand because I really took a very proactive stance against illegal black sand mining. Dahil ako nga po ang nag-propose ng joint DOJ, DENR, DILG Fact-Finding Committee. Kasama ko po dyan noon nung nabubuhay pa si Secretary Jess, tapos si Secretary Mar na po. Although may representative lang siya po dyan na USEC sa committee na yan. And then si former Secretary Pahe, kasama din dyan sa committee. Alam po nila yan na marami kaming mga anti-illegal black sand mining operations in Ilocos Sur, in Batanes. Is it Batanes? Yung kay Zambales, Cagayan, Pangasinan. Several po ang naging mga operations namin sa illegal black sand. So, dinadawit din nga si Governor Espino dyan sa illegal black sand. Ang pagkakatanda ko, pinaiimbestigahan ko rin po siya sa illegal black sand mining and illegal quarrying. Although, ang talagang yung nag-prosper so far in the sense na nakarating sa PI level is the murder case against former Infanta Mayor, Infanta Pangasinan Mayor, na pinatay. Na ang tinuturo nga ng child witness na yan as allegedly mastermind si Governor Espino. Alam po yan, alam po yung tungkol sa kaso na yan ni former Congressman Nani Braganza of Pangasinan. You can confirm it from him na pinakasuhan ko yan. You can confirm it from the records of the DOJ na pinakasuhan ko po yan si Governor Espino.
How do you take, ma'am, yung revelations on your personal life, new boyfriend?
It's very offensive. As a woman, it's very offensive. Kasi ayaw ko talagang nagtatouch as much as possible sa personal na buhay ko. Personal na buhay is personal na buhay. Sagrado po para sa akin yan. You can only start prying into my private life kung nakikita nyo na it is affecting the performance of my work. That is always my attitude. So ngayon nga, yan, sa ganyan, kaya sasagutin ko na yung next na tanong nyo. Magtatanong na siguro kayo ulit dun sa isa na naman, dinadawit na naman, nakawawa na naman. Is, hindi ko na siguro muna tatanungin yan. You know, it's part of my staff, it's part of my security. You know, so, yes. So
Parang ang
hindi po
information
siya,
po supposedly from Chairman Tolentino.
Oh,
Parang
hindi-
you wrote to him,
about what?
may request, pero hindi po na-elaborate ni Presidente
An
yesterday.
official request. But I don't think it's a person. Is that evidence of my relationship? My God, grabe naman ito.
Pero what
I mean,
was the request about, ma'am?
hindi ko alam. It's about yung sa ano niya as former MMDA and enforcer.
Pero have you requested for warrant to be your
Request-
security escort?
No, I cannot.
Or general lang
It's
yung
a
request?
general. It was just assigned to me. I don't remember kasi Mr. Thompson says he was just assigned to me and is no longer connected with MMDA. Now, bakit napapangalanan dito si former MMDA chair Francis Tolentino? Hindi ko alam kung i-confirm niya na siya na yung source ng balita na yan, na boyfriend ko yan. Hindi ko akalain chismoso rin pala siya.
You see malice in that, ma'am?
Very, I could see, it's really very, very malicious. Tapos, magdadawit din, ano rin kay Chair Francis Tolentino. I can imagine now what Francis Tolentino is feeling at the moment. He would be so awkward. He would not know whether to admit or not that he's the source of the chismis. It's plain and simple chismis. That's it.
Anong intention tingin nyo? Bakit pati yung mga ganung details of your personal life?
Well, maybe, part siya ng strategy nila. Maybe including the president, trying to undermine, trying to diminish my credibility, and trying to break my spirit.
Pero
I can tell you now,
have you
they're dead wrong when they think that they can break my spirit.
Pero ma'am, have you anticipated that all these things happening now?
I told you,
mangyayari?
unimaginable ito, unprecedented.
Pero the mere
Being
fact,
done by no less than of the president to a female official.
pero ma'am, the mere fact that he gave this statement that I would destroy her, hindi ba nyo naisip na you were being alluded to?
Hindi. Nangyari na nga. Ako na nga ang dinidestroy niya. I mean,
Pero prior to that?
clearly, I was the one he is alluding to. Kasi that's what he's doing now, destroying me. Although, sinabi ko sa inyo nung second press con na nakarating nga sa akin yung mga balita na meron mga nagpa-project sa akin. Yung isang example is meron daw umiikot na grupo doon sa Bilibid trying to access mga drug convicts para ituro nga ako na involved ako dyan, na beneficiary nila ako o protector nila ako, etc. Now, I was just brushing it aside kasi sabi ko pwede ba yung gawin nila? Na alam naman nila na wala namang katotohanan yon. So now, parang, wow, totoo pala, parang totoo yung sinasabi na pinaproject ako. At hindi lang nga daw ako, marami nga daw na mga persons perceived to be close to me. Pwedeng totoong close, pwedeng hindi totoo. Perceived close to me na idadawit din. Para lang, to create a whole web of all this na para bang, all of a sudden nga, para bang ako na yung pinaka-drug overlord. Yung even bigger than Peter ko.
May complaint na sa ethics.
Ethics complaint.
May ethics complaint.
A certain lawyer, ma'am.
Yes, somebody told me, but I'll just wait for that. Kung furnishan ako ng copy ng Committee on Ethics, I'd rather that the Ethics Committee, tackle that first, and then let's find out kung ano ang magiging action nila.
Pero, do you expect na magiging fair sa inyo, especially yung mga senators?
I can only hope that there is fairness, because everything that is happening is absolutely unfair to me.
So, ma'am, are you hoping na yung Senate leadership to take a stand para i-depensa kayo with these allegations by the
Well, I
president?
leave it up to them. I don't want to create discomforts within the institution. Ito nga mga nangyayari ngayon, nadi-distract nga. Kasi this is the biggest issue always, every day. Yung ginagawa sa akin, natatabunan yung mga mas importante. Itong press ko nito, sigurado, mas may prominence ito kaysa dyan sa napaka-importanting public hearing on the emergency powers. Di hamak na mas importante yan, di ho ba? But this press con, I'm sure, it will grab the headlines. And talking about headlines, I just want to take this opportunity. Yung headline po ng isang major broadsheet ngayon is grossly misleading.
Which one, ma'am?
But do you still have plans, ma'am?
I think you
to
know.
continue the hearing?
Which one, ma'am?
Di ba yung headline, former or ex-DOJ exec tags Laila. And ano yung basis? Yung press statement ni Yusek Baraan kahapon. Kung i-review nyo yung statement ni Yusek Baraan, there's nothing there about allegedly tagging me. Diba? Ang nakalagay doon, of course, he is definitely denying. And then sinasabi nga, ine-explain niya kung ano yung pinaka-role niya noon as Yusek in charge of Bucor. He is explaining, because I was furnished a copy of that statement, and I can confirm that explanation of his. I confirm na as Yusek in charge of Bucor, he has limited administrative supervision over Bucor. Wala siyang direct charge, direct supervision sa mga operations ng Bilibid and other penitentiaries under the jurisdiction of Bucor. Kasi naalala ko nga halos hindi yan sumasama sa akin dun sa mga raids ko, dun sa mga ocular inspection ko. Ang sumasama sa akin noon is former Director Bukayo na unfortunately nadadawit din. Kawawa naman yung tao. Nandito siya sa gitna based on this trash matrix. Siya, Franklin Bukayo, designated as PNP RD PRO1 through the help of De Lima. After retirement, he was appointed as Bucor chief. He resigned as chief because of alleged involvement of illegal drugs inside Bucor. Very, very malicious. Again, kawawa na naman na dadadawit. Kaya ho nag-resign si Director Bukayo, dahil nga hindi na niya nakayanan yung mga naging problema, lalo na yung mga nadiskubre noong December 15, 2014 raid. Siya po ang sumama sa akin doon, yung sa ibang officials of Bucor, and then after that, syempre dahil sa dami ng mga nadiskubre, kinutakti siya ng mga issues rin, and therefore hindi na niya nakayanan, nagkasakit na nga daw, and then umiiyak na yung pamilya niya, kaya nag-resign na lang. And now ang sabi na naman dito sa matrix ko nung ito, because of alleged involvement, nadawit na naman yung tao na nag-resign na nga. Paano na naman yung nafe-feel ng pamilya niya? So, oh God.
Can we have the last two questions na
Yes.
we
Ma'am,
will
si
have lunch?
Secretary Aguirre kanina, sinabi po niya, meron daw witness detailing yung bank accounts daw or the supposed drug money went. Although hindi naman daw po nakapangalan sa inyo, pero it will show daw that.
Ay, sabi ko nga, ano man ang mga ebidensya na yan, wala silang maipapakita dyan na konektado ako. Absolutely none. And of course, I cannot speak for the others, pero mahirap talaga paniwalaan na merong mga nagsaserve sa akin as bagmen. Diba? But I can only actually speak for myself. I cannot speak for them. Pero ang pinaka-questionable lang dito is pinipilit nilang ini-involve, pinipilit nilang dinadawit, kasi alam ko, saywar nga ito eh. Alam ko, yung sowing intrigues. Nai-involve sila, na ilalagay yung pangalan nila dyan sa matrix, o kaya maidadawit sila ng so-called witness na yan, kung sino man yan, di, magiging vulnerable na sila. You know, I don't know.
Ma'am, nakuha na rin supposedly ng Duterte camp yung dating NBI officials, sila Lasala and Esmeralda. Nasabi na kaya nila sila pinatanggal dahil parang matutuklasan na raw nila or may evidence na sila tungkol dun sa drug trade.
Oh, that's an absolute lie. Again, that's a complete fabrication. Again, yung dalawang yan, may axe to grind. Kasi nga, hindi ba in my privilege speech, may iba-ibang forces na siguro ito. Gumagamit ng mga agents of vengeance. You know, yung dalawa na yan, umalis yan nung sa kalagitnaan ng I don't know, kalagitnaan na Napoles issue. Kaya nga rin i-resurrect na naman nila yung Napoles issue na yan. Is the president who fired them? But I confirmed to the president that they have very bad record in the NBI. So sobrang galit ang mga yan sa akin, yung dalawa na yan. I can tell you that. So I'm not surprised anymore to hear from you na posibleng kasama rin sila dyan sa mga nag-aano nito.
Ma'am, how do you feel na what's your sentiment on the fact na meron tayong ethics investigation sa Senate, but the DOJ and the institution itself has not taken a stand on what's happening on the allegations against you, considering, I mean, this is supposed to be an independent.
I'd rather that I keep first my sentiment relative to that matter to myself. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Ganyan pa rin po ang reaksyon naman ni Senadora Laila de Lima patungkol pa rin sa iba't ibang issue na ipinupukol laban sa kanya ng Malacanang, mapapersonal man at maging sa kanyang di umanong partisipasyon sa illegal drug trade sa Bilibid.